Hello everyone. Today we are going to study about the Regulating Act of 1773. Before starting this, we must have a brief introduction about historical development of Constitution of India. So let's start. As we know that East India Company arrived over India in 1600 and also British came to India in 1600 in the form of traders and in the form of East India Company, and which has the exclusive right of trading in India under the charter granted by Queen Elizabeth I. You know that during 200 years of British rule in India, various acts have been passed to better control this diversified large land under both company and the crown rules. This act generally influenced the country's present political structure and various constitutional provisions. Let's take a brief introduction about the timeline of British rule in India, the company rule till from 1773 to 1857. Before starting this, we must have an introduction about that in 1765, the British obtained, or the East India Company obtained the Diwani, that is the rights over revenue and civil justice of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. In 1858, in the wake-up of Sepoy Mutiny, the British Crown assumed that responsibility for the governance of India. Sepoy Mutiny means the First World War of Independence between the British and Indian. They were explained here in the chronological order under two major headlines, the company rule and the crown rule. So we will study now about the company rule, which is in 1773 to 1857. Firstly, 1600 East India Company was formed. 1765 EIC means East India Company obtained Diwani rights. Battle of Buxar. 1773 Regulating Act, which we are going to study further. 1781 Act of Settlement. 1784 Pitt's India Act. 1833 Charter Act. 1853 Charter Act. 1857 First India War of Independence means Sepoy Mutiny. So let's further read about Regulating Act of 1773. You know why Regulating Act came? What was the reason behind it? And what is the reason for passing this act? This act was passed due to the misgovernment of EIC that introduced the situation of bankruptcy. EIC at that time was in severe financial crisis, which demand a rupee from or a dollar from the British company, and there was a much allegation of corruption and nepotism. A terrible famine in Bengal also led to the reason for passing this act, and lawlessness increased in Bengal. This act is important because this was the first step taken by the British government to control and regulate the affairs of the East India Company in India. Secondly, it recognized for the first time the political and administrative functions of the company. And thirdly, it laid the foundation of central administration in India. So let's start with the features of this act. This act was the first attempt to regularize companies' affairs in India. पहली बार कंपनी ने अपना इंटरफेरेंस लिया था इस एक्ट में, क्योंकि बहुत सारे रीज़न थे जो कि मैंने आपको पहले बता चुके हैं. इट लेट द फाउंडेशन ऑफ सेंट्रल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इन इंडिया. सेंट्रल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इन इंडिया का भी इसने फाउंडेशन किया था. गवर्नर ऑफ जो बंगाल थे वो गवर्नर जनरल ऑफ बंगाल कहलाने लगे, जिसमें जो पहला गवर्नर जनरल था वो लॉर्ड बायरन हेस्टिंग था. इसलिए तो गवर्नर जनरल ऑफ बंगाल थे वो सब ऑर्डिनेट थे गवर्नर जनरल ऑफ मद्रास एंड गवर्नर जनरल ऑफ बॉम्बे के. इन्होंने क्रिएट किया था एक एग्जीक्यूटिव काउंसिल, जिसमें एक चीफ जस्टिस और 3 जूनियर जजेस थे. और वी कैन ऑल्सो से द एग्जीक्यूटिव काउंसिल में 4 मेंबर्स थे. इसमें था कि जो मेंबर्स थे एग्जीक्यूटिव काउंसिल को, उनको इलेक्ट किया गया था 5 ईयर्स के लिए, और इनको रिमूव नहीं किया जा सकता था किसी के भी सिवाय ब्रिटिश क्राउन के. वो उसको रिमूव कर सकते थे विदाउट द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ द कंपनीज बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स. A Supreme Court was established in Calcutta by the Regulating Act. There was a Chief Justice and the 3 junior judges. And the court was formed in 1774 by Sir Eliza Ampe was appointed as Chief Justice. And the provision in this act was that the employees cannot accept gift, donation or awards of any kind. Company employees were banned for doing unlicensed business. As I think you may be clear after this, its defect, Governor General had no veto power. It did not address the concern of Indian population who were paying revenue to company. It also didn't stop corruption among company officials. The Supreme Court powers were not well defined. Parliamentary control proved ineffective. I think you may be clear after this. So this notes I will give you in Telegram. This link will be in description, so you can go through it. Okay, thank you so much.